Alright, so we got the 1142 spoilers, and Loki is doing something wild in this chapter because we saw that he was released or almost released in the previous chapter, and he's already causing chaos, and it's amazing. We're also finding out some more stuff about the Holy Knights, possibly even a huge secret, so let's get into it. A giant snake called Jormungandr attacks Walrus School, but Saul and Headmaster Kiba take it down. Hey guys, I'm trying with this name. Hold on, let me go to YouTube real quick and type in how do you pronounce Jormungandr.
Jormungandr. Jormungandr. But in English it's sometimes pronounced Jormungandr.
Alright, Jormungandr. Jormungandr. Do I have to say that every time? Anyway, we're going to find out, or at least I'm assuming we're going to find out, that this is just a misdirect from the Holy Knights. And I know that the topic of Jormungandr has been around for a while, especially with this Elbaf arc, because it's a part of Norse mythology. We thought maybe it was going to be like a mythical Zhoniin devil fruit we were going to see, or maybe it was going to be like an actual creature that exists. Maybe it was that big snake that we saw back on that mural on the Atom Tree. And those two options are still possibilities, of course. But for now, we're getting this giant snake, and I don't know if this is like the official Jormungandr, because it's getting beasted by Saul and Headmaster Kiba, and I'm assuming that they're weaklings. So, yeah, I hope that this isn't like the only Jormungandr. But anyway, like I said, it's probably a misdirect because giant children start sleepwalking to the beach following Gunko's arrow. So yeah, this is so the Holy Knights can abduct the kids and distract the adults in the process. It was implied that the Holy Knights are going to kidnap the children of Elbaf to kind of force the giants to work with the world government, like be subservient to them and be under their control, because that's what Shamrock said. Now, how is Gunko doing this? I don't know. I guess it's how her fruit works. Her fruit isn't fully explained. It's already kind of nonsense in the first place, but I digress. Loki orders Luffy and the others to unlock the last cuff on his leg, warning them that he could still destroy Elbaf in this state. So yeah, like I was saying, as we saw in the previous chapter, Luffy and Zoro had almost fully released Loki, but decided to keep one cuff on his leg, which is pretty smart, just in case. But he was still able to stand up, and we saw how big he was. Zoro said in the previous chapter that he could be like the size of Oars, which is insane. Oars is way bigger than a typical giant, and this makes sense because Loki is the son of Harold, and Harold has ancient giant genes in him. Loki strikes Ragnir into the Atom Tree, triggering a lightning strike from the sky, which causes a fire. Whoa, here we go. All right, our boy Loki starting his mischief. And I don't really know what to make of this yet. It just says causes a fire. I don't know if part of the tree is caught on fire, because I think it was in the previous chapter, Ripley said that if the Atom Tree does catch on fire, the fire doesn't go out, and you kind of have to like chop off the piece that is on fire in order to stop it from spreading forever. I guess we'll find out more in the full summary. Hopefully we're going to get that tomorrow, and of course I will make a video going over the entire thing, so subscribe for that if you haven't already. Thank you, I really appreciate it. But this is really cool, of course, because Loki is cool, but second of all, because we're seeing Ragnir in action. Ragnir is Loki's hammer that he was imprisoned with. I don't know why they decided to keep his hammer with him. I mean, I know it's convenient for the plot, but maybe there's some kind of inverse explanation for why they had to leave the hammer with Loki. But how is Loki able to do this? How is Ragnir causing a lightning strike? Well, I mean, I guess the most plausible explanation is that Ragnir, quote unquote, ate a devil fruit and has the ability to do this. Now, if that is the case, which devil fruit was it? Well, it's definitely not like the lightning Logia or the rumble fruit, the Gorogoro no Mi, whatever it's called, because Enel is still alive, and it's implied that he is still on the moon at this moment, or maybe, I don't know, but he could be anywhere. But last we saw him, he was on the moon, so I don't think it ate that fruit. So it's possible maybe it ate like an analog to it, like a lesser version, or it ate like a mythical Zoan that has lightning powers, which we also speculated about existing. You know, it was possible that maybe Dragon, Luffy's father, had that, which allows him to control the weather to some extent. So maybe Dragon doesn't have that fruit. Maybe Dragon actually does have the air or wind Logia, and whatever kind of mythical zone that can control the weather is actually consumed by Ragnir, maybe. Or it's just not, and it's some kind of magic that we're not aware of yet. Maybe something similar to what Imu and the Gorosei and the Holy Knights are capable of doing. Not really sure yet, of course, but I would be surprised if it did eat a devil fruit, considering that earlier on in this arc we saw that Shamrock's sword had consumed the Cerberus mythical Zoan, or it's implied that it is. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of Imu magic bestowed upon it. Gotta cover all my bases, or, you know, the hardcores are gonna be angry with me. I mean, they're gonna be angry with me anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Hofsco, because I just got their Hov Beta 20-inch foldable fat tire electric bike. This thing is amazing, actually. It's really cool. And that's because you could fold this thing, like really fold it up, and you can just straight up put it in your trunk. Like I said, it's really cool. You just hit these two notches and yeah, fold it up really easily, and it's not that heavy. I've only ever had normal e-bikes from Hofsco before, so this is really new and really convenient, because before I couldn't really take the bikes with me when I was traveling, but now I easily can. It has a 1300 watt motor, a 48 volt 15 AH battery that has a range of 60 miles. It has a payload capacity of 450 pounds, great hydraulic brakes, and it has a top speed of 28 miles per hour. That's right, this thing is really fast, and it has this cool little throttle to where you don't even have to pedal. You can just hold it down and just zip away. It also has a convenient LED screen, as well as a headlight and a tail light. This thing is amazing for commutes, or if you just want to cruise. It's just super convenient, and it's even cheaper than other folding e-bikes. So guys, you can get your very own Hov Beta 20-inch foldable fat tire electric bike by checking the link in the description, and make sure you use code BIGZ for $100 off. Thanks, guys. We're gonna go over this more in the full summary tomorrow. I can't wait to see what else Loki is possibly doing in this chapter and how Luffy and Zoro are reacting to it. At the school, the children's fears come to life as eerie doodle-like monsters resembling Loki, Black Nika, Dragon, and more. Ange remembers she taught the children to draw their greatest fears. The Holy Knights watch as it all goes down. Yeah, I guess this is a Holy Knight Devil Fruit ability. Maybe it's Summer's ability, since we haven't seen what he could do, right? Because the other guy was implied to be the mythical Zoan Kieran. So I guess Saint Summer, he has a Devil Fruit that makes your fears come to life, which would be absolutely insane and I guess fitting for a Holy Knight. But we'll just have to see. It seems like it's probably like that, like the fear fruit or whatever, and it's like, how far does that go? Summers asks Gunko what she fears most, and she replies, Nika. So that's a pretty big reveal there. First of all, why does she fear Nika? Nika hasn't been around for like 800 years, right? Or that was the implication, right? Like the devil fruit hadn't been awakened since Joy Boy had died, or right? Is that what the Gorosei said? Something like that? So why would Gunko fear Nika unless she was just hardwired by the Celestial Dragons and Holy Knights or whoever that Nika will bring an end to the world government and the Celestial Dragons and Mary Joie and all that stuff. So that's why she fears it. Or Gunko is old. Gunko is from the Void Century and she saw Nika before. Or Gunko is being controlled by Imu, possibly, and this is Imu speaking through her. I'm not too sure about that because Gunko's personality would be a little different and the Holy Knights would treat her a lot different if she was being controlled by Imu or was like a vessel for Imu in a way. But really interesting that Nika and Black Nika are being feared in this chapter, not only by Gunko but also the children. So I guess that means that maybe the first Nika was like bad or evil or did not good things, possibly, or maybe there's two Nikas and it could go into like Luffy and Blackbeard. And I'm not saying that Blackbeard has the Black Nika fruit, of course. It's way more likely that Loki would have this Black Nika fruit if it does exist, but which I've always been talking about for years, how they're kind of just like the Indra and Ashura aspect that Naruto had going on with Naruto and Sasuke, because One Piece and Naruto borrow a lot of the same lore and kind of tell the same story in a way. It's just that Kishimoto got to his conclusion first, and I think that could possibly go into the greater lore about the D's. Maybe there was like a good D and there was like a bad D. Like, I think that's probably the case, right? Because like I said, Luffy Blackbeard, Roger rocks. So there was probably an antithesis to Joy Boy as well. And maybe there was like two Nikas, like a white Nika and a black Nika. I'm not going to go into why the black Nika is the bad guy. I didn't make this. It's Oda. Take it out with him. But anyway, like I said, we'll go way more into this into the full summary tomorrow. Let me know in the comments about all this stuff, guys. What do you think about it? And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.